If you go into a ethnic restaurant that's of any nationality, they usually have a specialty. And I'm going to talk about the specialties in various places that you should order at least once if you haven't had it before. Now, let's start with American. The classic American dish that you don't find other places unless they call it American is the classic Thanksgiving turkey dinner. Now, that is turkey roast, sweet potatoes, a wonderful gravy, maybe even with over mashed potatoes, pumpkin pie for dessert, and I think you like that. Obviously, uh, hamburgers and cheeseburgers and French fries are typically American too. For the uh, for those of you who have the McDonald's, nobody is in that category. But anyway, good hamburger. Personally, I think a Burger King is a little better than McDonald's, but that's my opinion. Now, when I start talking about French, there are just so many things, and maybe I'll come back to it. But my favorite French dish is duck à la orange, or canard, as they say in French. Now let's go to Italian. Everybody knows about spaghetti and pasta, but did you know there's a kind of a pasta called gnocchi? It's pronounced gnocchi, but it's spelled with a G, gnocchi. And that, you have any kind of sauce you want. Bolognese is sort of a tomato sauce with meat. And there's also a white sauce. Okay, Alfredo. That's called carbonara in Italian. And it's the sauce that you can put on noodles of any kind. And by the way, in Italy, you can go down a column and they must have 1,000 different kinds of noodles, not just long spaghetti. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but just remember pizza was made popular in America, but it began in Italy, and they don't have pineapple pizza in Italy. All the crazy flavors are in America, but pizza is it actually is better in Italy. All right, let's go. Irish. Irish, they have a lot of lamb and very little fish, strangely enough. So lamb stew is very Irish, but they also have something called corned beef and cabbage. So corned beef is kind of it's beef stuck in brine for a couple of weeks, and if they smoke it, it's called pastrami, and you put that in with boiled cabbage and a boiled potato. That's corned beef and cabbage Irish style. Okay, Germany. Well, to be exact, Vienna. Guess what? In Vienna, they have the most famous dish is veal cutlet. In Vienna, they call it Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener means Vienna, and Schnitzel means cut or cutlet. So there you go. Obviously, you can get a lot more stuff there. But now let's go to Germany, like Berlin. You know, the thing I like there is they have venison and red cabbage, and you might get mashed potatoes or boiled potatoes with that. So that's delicious. German. Okay. Now, there's a part of Germany called Alsace. That's French. And there, the specialty is choucroute garni. Choucroute garni is sauerkraut, of course, but the garni is a sausage, maybe a piece of chicken. It has 3 or 4 kinds of meat, and they even have choucroute garni made with fish and seafood. Okay. Chinese. Oh, God. I'd have to have 20 dishes there, but my favorite is wonton soup and bean sprouts with shrimp or beef. They have a lot of bean sprouts. Okay. Japanese. You know what? once again, lots of things, but shrimp tempura is my favorite. Okay, Moroccan. Now, actually, most people don't know or go to Moroccan, but their specialty is something called couscous. And couscous can come with meatballs, shish kebab, or a lamb shank. But Moroccan couscous is it's something like rice, but it's not. It's couscous is something special. So here's a picture of it. Okay, next. Well, since I have a Filipino honey, I go a lot to Manila, and my two favorite dishes there are kari kari, and that is doesn't sound good, but it's delicious. Tripe with peanut sauce, and it's sort of an orange sauce, delicioso. I got another thing that sounds terrible: blood sausage, and it's this kind of a dark brown, and it's called niguyan, or sometimes di niguyan, and that might have pieces of liver and pieces of meat and a lot of blood. Ooh, yum yum. Okay, Belize. I used to live down in Belize, and the interesting thing there is lobster used to be a couple dollars a pound. You know, it's like $40 a pound in Europe. But you could have Belize with scrambled eggs, pardon me, lobster with scrambled eggs, and lobster with anything in Belize. So if you ever go to Belize, be sure to eat the lobster. In Buenos Aires, guess what? Steak. Steak is cheap, and they have a dish where they'll bring out lots of different cuts of meat and cut it at your table. Now, that various cuts of meat is a real treat. It's called churrasco. So if you're ever in an Argentine restaurant, that's what you order. Now, driving up from Buenos Aires to Mexico and countries of Central America, you've heard of guacamole. That's a mishmash of avocados, tomatoes, onions, lots of good stuff. And you dip your tortilla chips in that. But tortillas also can come as sort of a pancake, and inside you'll find lettuce and cheese and ground beef and whatever the cook decides to put in it. So tortillas are good. Stuffed tortillas. Okay, that's enough. Oh, okay, London. Oh boy, London. Guess what? My favorite there is fish and chips. It's usually a haddock, French fried, and chips are, of course, French fried potatoes, and they sprinkle malt vinegar on it. Yummy. Well, now if you ever get to Istanbul, Turkey, kebab is the favorite. It's a bit of meatball, sort of stuck on a skewer, and it can be beef or lamb or pork. Pardon me, it can't be pork because the Istanbul are Muslims and they don't like pork. Now, Lebanese, gee whiz, they have a huge amount of dishes, but the thing you have to try is hummus. It's ground up chickpeas, sesame seed, and for dessert, they have something made of the same thing with a lot of sugar that's called halva. Okay. Now, finally, for our final, something that's really good, New York Jewish. Well, because kosher food is kind of limited, let me tell you about the best stuff. Sweet and sour meatballs. That is a favorite in New York Jewish circles or also in Israel. Stuffed cabbage. It's rice and ground meat, uh, baked, very nice. And for sandwiches, they have pastrami or corned beef and sauerkraut. A Jewish calls corned beef salt beef. All right, and the final thing everybody knows about, lox and cream cheese on a bagel. Of course, lox is smoked salmon, and the best is from Norway. They don't catch it. They don't catch it in the Jordan River. So that concludes my main dishes. If you got some, hey, put in the comments below. Add your favorite ethnic dishes. And next time, I'm going to talk about favorite desserts, and another video maybe on favorite sandwiches, and maybe still another on favorite drinks. And that is it for today. See you tomorrow. Okay, I hope you liked this video. It took a lot of work to put it together, so I want you to like it, subscribe, tell your friends about it, share, and comment. I love your comments, and I'll answer every single one of them. And beside that, I'll see you tomorrow because I'm going to have another exciting video for you. Boy, is it going to be good.